And so let's start with this. We have to start working on page 46 from the book. That's page 46. Eat your heart out. Do you know what this expression mean?
No,
Eat
no,
your,
in my case, I don't know.
no? Don't you know, Lucas?
I don't remember.
You don't remember. Well, this is a common expression that English speakers use all the time, and no, it is always followed by a name of a famous people or a person who is famous for their ability. For example, you sing a song well and you say, "Eat your heart out, Pavarotti." That is very famous, okay? That is to show that you can do something in a way even better than the person you're mentioning. Yes, it is just not a joke, but yes, it is like a joke to say. Or you cook a really delicious cake and you say, "Eat your heart out," Maru Botana, for example.
Ah,
And
okay.
it is translated into Spanish like toma, and you say the name of the person. Yes, they use all the time. And in these units, in Unit 5, we're going to work with nouns, specifically foods and drinks. Okay, so that's why this is the title. And
So
together with
you, when you use
yes.
this expression, you need to to say the name of someone.
Yes, the name of a famous person. In that way, the other person is going to know what you mean. Okay, that is, it is like a joke to put emphasis on what you did, on what you have just done. Okay, um, it all depends on what you do. Yes, that's why I refer to cooking and I mention a cook. Then I refer to a singing ability and I refer to a singer. Or, for example, what can I say? Well, I don't remember right now, but it is possible. Yes, it all depends on the situation. Well, and together with the title, we have a picture of this. I think it is okay. It is a Japanese sumo wrestler, and together with him, we have the food. Okay, that maybe these people have. Okay, and also then we have some other pictures of these two other people. A Maasai farmer, sorry, he's from Kenya, and then you have a girl student from Venezuela, okay? Now, based on these three pictures, okay, and you can see what they generally have in their daily diets. Um, let's do exercise one. How similar do these diets look to each other? What can you tell me? Are they similar in some ways?
No, they are very different.
Yes, they are totally different. Okay, and why do you think these people have different things?
And it's a
Because
cultural.
Any of you, but one at a time.
Yeah, Daniela, you're welcome.
okay, I think that the girl from Venezuela lives in a city, so she can reach different products, but the other one lives in the middle of the. It seems like a isolated place.
Okay, you think that she can buy or she can get things
Yes, and
more
as Lucas said,
easily
yes,
than the others.
as Lucas says, it's cultural because I always because we have a lot of work job mates workmates
Workmates?
from Venezuela, and they always eat fried food,
A lot of fried food. That's true.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, well done. And what do you think, Lucas?
Yeah, I agree with Daniela that it depends on the source of food that you have available in the place where you live. For example, as you can see in the picture where you there is the girl from Kenya. All the food is natural, um, homemade food, and they use a low quantity of food, just the enough for. Um, it's like they don't they have to take care about the resources. While in the second picture you can see all processes food, uh, fat food, and a lot of branch in the table as Frama, Lay's. There are companies that make money selling food, and very high calories food.
Okay, so here you have, I'm going to tell you two tips to describe these two types of food. On the one hand, when we refer to the Maasai people, there we have homemade food,
Yeah,
and then you have processed food, yes, processed food.
we
So
agree.
yes, there you have two different kinds of foods. It depends on the resource they have, yes, as you says. Also on the cultural, okay, and the cultural background that they have, that is also true. But now, let's go through this. You can see these two girls, and please tell me, do you think the Maasai girl is, in a way, um, she suffers hunger, comparing her with the student from Venezuela, or not?
I think she doesn't because they have food that seems they work with her family, so they have a source of food. But in Venezuela, I think, like in Argentina, we eat uh, more than we need because we have many different things available. So it's not necessary to eat so much food. Maybe I don't know if it is a balanced diet.
Okay, I agree with you. Yes, and again, we have the idea of cultural background here. Maybe the Maasai people are used to this kind of diet, and they only eat, as you just said, to get the nutrition, the nutrients enough to survive. Yes, and that is enough for them, maybe. Um, they are also people who um, have a lot of physical activity, okay, or they do a lot of physical activity. That is also important because maybe in most of these cases the main activity is strictly related to the field, okay, and keeping animals and being in contact with nature, okay. Maybe that is another difference. And what can you tell me about the sumo?
That they like
I
to eat.
Yes, they love eating, but look at the food that they eat.
I think they have a lot of hidratos de carbono,
Carbohydrate,
Carbohydrates.
carbohydrate.
carbohydrates, because they have noodles, rice, and that kind of things. That happened with my friends who live there in El Galpón, Midori. She
Yes.
always have rice. always. So
He
I
always
sometimes say
has.
she always has rice. Yes.
She told.
I always say, but you are having maybe a pizza or maybe some empanadas, and she always does rice again every day. I cannot understand that.
Yeah, she told me. I think her father is. I don't know. He's from China or Japan, but yes,
Her
they
fa-
have
yes,
that cultural background again that makes them in a way common to eat rice. Okay, well, but specifically this man also consumes some oil. Okay, I would say a lot of oil. That is why you have there in the picture. And again, here we have, I would say, I don't know how to say término intermedio, but we are in the middle between these two other diets, because
okay,
here we have food that is processed, but not very processed as it is the
yes,
food from Venezuela. Maybe I can say that.
Yes.
yes,
Yes, so they have on base of main I don't know mm, oh I have
It's like
just missed the word.
like a grain diet.
yes,
Sorry, I don't get it.
It's
granos.
like a grain diet
Oh
or based
yes,
on
here
grain
it is.
and
And fish. Okay.
all things that you can find in a farm.
Yes, that is where I wanted to I wanted to go before. That many of these products are natural products, and they are not very processed. Anyway, they consume a lot of carbohydrates, a lot of oil, and a lot of they are eating in a way more than they need, as Daniela have just said. Okay. Well, and now, which diet looks most similar to your own?
The Venezuela's one.
Yes, the
Yeah,
Venezuela.
I
Totally.
completely agree.
Yes, totally. And what are the
But
differences? Yes,
yeah, but sorry, I wanted to say something. People from Venezuela or from Colombia, I are used to have a really big breakfast and in difference of, from us, but after that during uh, the lunch they don't have as much food than us.
okay. So
I
you
think
mean
so.
in the tea time or at dinner, they don't have as much food as we do?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, maybe. But they have big breakfasts again and big lunch. Okay,
Yes,
now, yes.
and one
No.
difference is between the three pictures are the lifestyle of each and their daily activities. For example, the
Yes.
student in Venezuela, they should be laying on seats all day studying and just moving a few steps, maybe to go to the academy or to the university.
Yes.
While in the picture you say you or the girl from Kenya, they should have been moving all the day, uh,
Mm-hmm.
following the cones,
Yes.
and the first one is the only that doesn't have any sense because they are practicing sport all day, but maybe they should eat a lot.
Okay. No, they should, they must eat a lot.
Yes.
Okay, the next one. And what can we tell about the countries by looking at these people's diets? Well, we've already mentioned that. We talk about the cultural background, we talk about the daily activity, okay? The process and homemade food. Okay, so there we are. Let's continue.
Jesus,
Yes.
uh, there is a very interesting things that apply
Uh-huh.
on that pictures. That is
Okay.
the offer and demand.
Oh, yes.
As you
Yes,
can
totally.
see in Venezuela, you have a lot of offer of food in a lot of places, so the demand is higher. While
Yeah.
in Kenya, there is a little bit offer from products or foods, so the demand is lower, so they have to take care about the food.
And now the question. You say profit and demand, and you say that in Venezuela they have maybe high profits and then they
Yes.
have high demands. Yes.
Yes, of course.
And what
Yes, that
about
seems that Kenya is
One
a poor
one follow the other.
one follow the other? Yes, that is where I wanted to go because maybe if you offer all these products in Kenya, they are not going to buy them.
Yes, because they don't like it because they are not accustomed, but they don't have money enough, I think.
Yes, yes, maybe they don't have money enough or because their system or their lifestyle is like that
Yeah,
they
function
consume just
function in this way.
yes,
Their
that is true.
system, their system is made to have a low demand, so that way the offer is not going to reach that countries.
Yes, totally. And now a question. You that in a way you are from cities that are much bigger than El Galpón. Do you see any difference between the lifestyle or the products that we consume in comparison to yours?
Maybe in El Galpón you cannot you cannot reach or achieve. Can I say achieve with this? Uh,
Say your sentence.
ma- Many different products as in the big supermarkets in the cities,
Okay. Uh-huh.
but I think that we have more or less the same things. Uh, I a- I am talking about the diet, but maybe the lifestyle is a bit different because people here live with with people here have to travel long distances to reach their jobs, and they don't have a lot of free times to be at home, maybe with your family, having some time. I can see that in El Galpón, people is in the, how do you say la vereda?
Out the pavement or outside their houses.
Yes. They are having some matters, sharing time in family. Uh, it's a place, it's a safer place. I am talking about the security because here in Salta you cannot do that in the same way. So it's a quieter lifestyle, I think.
Okay, well done. Some suggestions for you. You can use their achieve, yes,
Ah,
because
yes,
achieve we use for goals, yes,
yes,
and,
that's true.
and I would use get. We can get
Get,
some products,
yes,
okay. Okay,
get,
people are, remember people are, it is always in plural. And there was another mistake, but I don't remember right now. Yes, that
okay.
is what I wanted to you to think about. You, Lucas, do you have something to say?
Uh, when do we use to aim? To aim something.
That
It's the
is to
same.
set an objective. That is what
Yeah,
you
as
yes.
achieve, get aim goals.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Uh,
we use achieve goals, and generally that is the correct verb to refer to goals to achieve. Or in many cases, we also use get to get a goals. And aim is when you're in the process of doing it. For example, I aim to do my homework. Okay, but I don't
okay.
say I aimed in the past to do my homework. I achieved, well, do my homework is not a goal at all, but to set an example. Or for example, the actor aimed to win the Oscar. Okay, aimed. That is, he was working to win the Oscar. When he's in
But
the process, we use aim.
it's like want, aim.
Well, the fact is that want is, I think, is totally different because here we're referring to an action that involves some effort, great effort to get, some
Okay.
ability, and also to be in the right situation to be able to fulfill this goal. Um, there, I would use achieve.
And if we
Okay.
are talking
Achieve.
about our dreams, is to achieve my dreams or to
Yes, to
reach?
achieve my dreams. Yes, to achieve my dreams.
Okay.
And also achieved in the past is it can be replaced by be able to. For example, I was able to get first certification. Okay, or I
Okay.
achieved first certification. In there, we can use both. But won't no, because that means that I had the desire to do something, but I didn't do. And then you say aim, I mean in the process. You can say now, I aim to get the first certification. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so let's continue. So, find if your partner snacks between meals, eats fast food regularly, drinks a lot of tea and coffee, has plenty of fresh fruits, prefers organic food, or is allergic to any food. Now, I want you to refer to your personal diet. Yes?
Okay.
Sorry, how many of you are connecting? Only you two?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, what's happening with the others? I thought Matias was ready to get connected to us.
Yes, but I don't know what happened.
Yes. Okay. So now talk about you.
Uh,
In my case, for example, I drink a lot of tea and coffee, and I like to have plenty of fresh fruit. I prefer organic food, but when I have on the table fat food, I eat regularly.
yes, I
Okay.
have seen I have seen Lucas having a lot of fruits and coffee and tea, but I think he doesn't like cooking because he always prepares some noodles for dinner. So that's it.
Some
Hello,
noodles for
Matias.
dinner. Hello, Matias.
Hello, how are
Good
you?
Fine. Good to see you again.
good morning, Matthias. We were talking very bad about
Good
you.
morning.
Long time no see you, Matias. Okay, we're talking about food
I
and
think it's
our.
good for you to see me again.
Sorry.
If we
Turn off your
We are
camera. We
just
don't want
four
to see
people.
you.
Four people, only four responsible people. we're waiting for the girl who overslept last class, and I think she overslept today too.
If 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 we talk about food, Matthias appears.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's talk about your daily habits, Matthias. What about your daily habits related to food? Look at exercise 2 and follow these points.
Find out if your partner snacks between meals eats.
Talk about you.
What about me?
Yes. Well, think about Matthias. Think, Matthias, about your answer, and I'm going to comment on something that Daniela says.
Eh,
Yes. So
there
you,
are
Lucas,
there
you
are
have.
6 options, but not the best option for me.
Okay.
Snacks between meals. Sometimes eats fast food regularly, not so
Wait,
regular.
wait, 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 wait. Don't do it like that. Tell us, Matthias, what do you generally snack?
Allergic to any food? No. Organic
What?
food? No.
No, no, not
Fresh
organic
fruit?
food.
No. Uh, maybe drink a lot of tea and coffee, but
Mm-hmm.
coffee.
Okay.
Fast
Coffee a
food?
lot.
Fast food just sometimes. Once
Okay.
in a month, two in a month.
Twice a month.
Twice.
Really? That's a lie.
That's a
Huh?
lie.
Yes. He always has Milanesa sandwich on
No, no.
Friday. Yes.
Well, twice in a
Twice
month.
in a month. Believe me. Don't believe in Daniela.
Okay. Okay. And now, Matthias, no, sorry, Lucas, you have noodle every evening.
Yes.
You have,
Why?
sorry.
Why not?
Yes. So, well, no, I'm not asking why not, but why is it that you can eat noodles every night or every evening?
Now, it's it depends the situation. For me, the most important is to define how many meals are you going to have on the day and at which time. And of
Okay.
course, the quantity is very important, but not the quantity, but yes, the amount of calories. You have to
Okay.
know if this meal has mm, more than less, how much calories. So it's very different to eat a bowl completely full of salads that eat a very little piece of a fat food. Do you understand the meaning?
No.
For example, you can eat a bowl, a very big bowl full of salad, and it has 2,000 calories. And you can eat a very small hamburger that is high calories and maybe it has more than 1,000 calories.
Okay, less than the salad.
Now, the hamburger had a lot of more calories than the salad, but
Okay.
the the volume is very different.
Okay.
So, do you really do that? You
When
study
I
the food, the amount of calories. That's so boring.
now when I practice gymnastics, we had a very strict diet. So our teacher uh, told us a lot of. We had to follow a strictly diet to
Okay,
Yeah.
a strict diet
to be well prepared for our competitions.
to be well
So
What
prepared.
what
to be
kind of
well prepared.
competition?
And I try a lot, so many times in the Argentinian gymnastics Olympiadas, we can say like this,
Olympics.
Olympics.
That's nice.
I used to
So
be
may,
a very healthy guy, but now more.
Yes. So
okay,
I
okay. Let's go on because we don't have much time. So let's
Yeah.
go to exercise 3. Complete the phrases with the words in the box. Yes? Let's complete it. Hi, diet. What do you think goes here?
High vitamin,
No. You can say a
balance.
high fat diet,
high fat diet. And then you have a strict diet, a strict
vegetarian,
Balance.
vegetarian, vegetarian, okay, a strict vegetarian diet. And then you have a diet rich in,
vitamins,
okay, rich in vitamins,
vitamin,
vitamins. And now now
Balance.
Daniela, balanced.
balance.
Well, a well balanced diet. Maybe that is what Lucas was referring to. A well balanced diet that he says he has, but we don't know. But what I wanted to say, maybe after all this period of preparation, Lucas, in a way, it is second nature for you to uh, think about the calories and the proteins that some food gives you or not. Okay,
Yes, of course.
and then let's go to the next one.
Free
Fruit,
salt,
salt. Fruit.
No, a low
Hello.
salt
salt,
diet.
low
Yes,
salt.
a low
Yes,
salt
of
diet.
course. It's very difficult to have a diet without salt
Yes,
because
totally,
it's
totally.
everywhere,
Yeah,
even in the fridge.
yes. And number 6,
Free diet.
a dairy-free diet.
The
A dairy,
only
The only one that we what we do well.
yes, that we have a dairy-free. And now let's go on through countable and uncountable nouns. Here we have a list of nouns, and we're going to think about whether they are countables or uncountables, or in some cases that uh, um, they can belong to both categories. Yes. Let's see. So, which of these are always countable?
Ah, see?
Sorry. Which of these are always countable? Uncountable.
But why don't we start one by one analyzing? Could be better.
Because we don't have much time. Yes.
Okay. Well,
Let's
salt
go on.
is uncountable.
Yes, salt is always uncountable. Yes.
Meat is countable or uncountable.
Mm, do you think so?
Yes, because you can ask for 100 grams of meat. If you
Okay,
go to
as you
the
say,
if you go to the I don't know how to say carniceria,
to the butchery.
but butchery, okay,
Yes.
egg is countable.
so meat is
The fact is that I strongly believe meat is only uncountable. But the book says that it can say countable or uncountable. The
Yes.
reason that Lucas said is not correct because there you are using a container or a quantity noun as kilo, and we use containers and quantity nouns only with uncountable nouns. No, not only with uncountable nouns, but generally with them. You say a kilo of meat, there you can make it countable, but the noun itself, meat, is uncountable.
And
Okay?
can you say, give me 2 slices of meat?
Yes, there again, there you're using a container.
A slice
Okay?
of that.
A
that
slice of, yes, a slice
ah,
of.
okay.
Let's see egg. What about egg?
Countable.
Countable.
Countable. Vegetable?
Uncountable.
Uncountable. But okay, as you say. Then we
I put
have chocolate. Sorry?
Count.
uncountable vegetables, so
Okay. Chocolate.
Countable.
Countable.
uncountable.
Chocolate can be countable or uncountable.
Okay.
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 Then you have cheese.
Uncountable.
Cheese can be countable or uncountable.
Countable and
Okay.
uncountable. Okay.
Yes. Now, then we're going to see the reason. Then you have curry,
Uncountable.
uncountable. Fat,
Uncountable.
uncountable. Fruit.
Countable.
Countable.
Well, fruit can be countable or uncountable, in fact.
Okay.
Okay.
Then you have coffee.
Countable.
Uncountable.
It can be also countable. Coffee
Both.
can be countable or uncountable. Cake,
Okay. Countable.
countable. Rice,
Uncountable.
chicken,
Countable.
or uncountable. Okay,
Okay.
countable or uncountable. Now look at the difference. Why these are countables or uncountables? Yes. Look at these two sentences that we have here. Is there a lot of cake left? Are there a lot of cakes left? Here we have the noun cake, and it can be countable or uncountable. Okay. The difference is maybe the fact that in A we are referring to cake as a whole, okay, and we say a lot of cake. In that case, we cannot count how much cake is there. So I'm going to use something like a lot or a little. And then you have, are there a lot of cakes left? You are referring to cakes, but as different units, okay? It is
Okay.
the very same case as chocolates. You can refer there is some chocolates. It is a substance, so you cannot count. But you can say, he gave me a box of chocolates. In that case, chocolates, if we translate their chocolate, it is bombones. Okay. And there you can say
Like
how,
us.
okay, like you, for example,
Ay,
uh,
bueno.
chocolates in plural. Okay, the very same happened with cheese. You say give me some cheese, but you can say there were some cheeses in the fridge. You are referring to different units of cheese. The same happened with chicken. Okay, there were 3 chickens in the farm, but there's some chicken in the fridge. Okay, the same happened with fruits. There's a lot of fruit in the fridge. Okay, and then you can say there were 3 fruits on the table, only 3 bananas. Okay, you have to think about the context, and there you're going to realize about whether you're talking about countables or uncountables nouns. And here you have, I like chicken, the food, and then you say, I like chickens, the animals. Okay, so Some nouns can be used as countable or uncountable with a difference in meaning. That is also important that whenever we change from countable to uncountable form, there's always going to be a difference in meaning. For example, would you like a glass of lemonade? Tina can see without her glasses, and the vase is made of glass. Tell me about this. What can you tell me about these three sentences?
That it has different meaning.
Mm-hmm.
So if you say glasses of lemonade, ¿querés anteojos de limonada?
Yeah, something like that. Well, there you can see the difference, okay? A glass of lemonade, you're referring to the recipient, okay, where these people serve lemonade. In the second case, you're referring to your spectacles, okay, the one that you used to see better. And at the end, you have a glass made of glass, that is the material. Then you have experience. Look how experience can be countable or uncountable.
¿Puedo pagar el
Uh,
teléfono acá, el teléfono? ¿Puedo pagar el teléfono acá en Galpón? Ah, ¿a dónde?
okay, Matthias, close. Turn off your microphone. Mr. David has a lot of experience. You are referring to the length of time doing something. For example, he has a lot of experience in accounting. That is, he's been working with accounting or as an accountant for a long time. And then you say he had a few unpleasant experiences, okay? Their experience refer to events. Then you have your room. Your room is a mess. It is referring, for example, to your bedroom. Okay, in that case, it is countable. And we haven't got enough room to put you up. You're referring to the space. Susan has got short dark hair, all the hair on your head, hair, but there is a hair in my soup, just one, okay? We went to the newsagents to buy a newspaper or a paper here. You're referring to newspaper. And he wrote my phone number on a piece of paper, that is the writing material. And don't forget to bring all the necessary papers, the documents. I bought an iron as a wedding gift to Tom and Jane. That is the gadget that we use to for ironing clothes. And then the chair is made of iron. There you're referring to the material. And I haven't got any time to lose. And how many times did Rick phone time? In the first case, we're referring to the time that we can count only with the clock or with a watch. And in the second case, we're referring to occasions. And here comes a very unusual one. The word help. I need some help. It is always uncountable, but I can say Jim gave me a help. Okay, okay, gave me a help. And if we translate gave me a help, how would you say it in Spanish?
Dame una mano.
Yes, totally. That's dame una mano. Give me a help. And there you can see how not only concrete but also abstract nouns have this ability to be either countable or uncountable. Yes, but there's always a difference in meaning. Okay, is it
Okay,
clear?
completely.
Great. Let's go on. Oh, what did I do? So now we're going to refer to expressions of quantity. Yes. A lot of much and many. This topic can be really easy or can be a nightmare. Okay, so try to see the slight difference between these expressions of quantity. Here we have some examples. Lucas, can you read these examples? The first one?
Yes. There aren't many cherries, but there are a lot of strawberries. Is there much pasta? Yes, there is a lot.
Okay, there you can see how many refers to what? Countable or uncountable?
Uncountable.
No, many for
Oh,
countables.
okay.
Ah, okay. Now I understand what you were asking.
Yes, and then you say a lot of strawberries. Lot of can
Uncle.
no, it refers to countables. In this case, cherries. It is countable.
Okay,
Strawberries, sorry. It is countable, but it can also refer to countable nouns. Sorry, uncountable. So many only for
Both.
countable, a lot of for countable and uncountable. And is there much pasta? Much, it refers to uncountable
Uncle.
nouns. And then you say, yes, there is a lot. Now, be careful with a lot of and a lot. The meaning is the very same. The only difference is that after a preposition like of, you need a noun. Okay? So there are a lot of strawberries. But if you say, yes, there is a lot of, then you need um, the noun. For example, if I say, is there much pasta? Yes, there is a lot of pasta. Okay? And if I
okay,
don't want to mention the noun, I only say, yes, there is a lot. Now, be careful with a few and few. Look at these two other examples. Laura has got a few peaches. She can make some jam. A few, unos cuantos, a few. And Lucy has got few peaches. She can't make any jam. Few or very few. The difference between a few and few is that when I say a few, it is that the quantity that I have is enough. But in the second case, few, there it is negative because the amount or the quantity that I have is not enough for what I want to do. For example, if I say, and then you have little. Little, it is the same, it happens with little happens the very same with few. You can say a few, oh, sorry, a little or little, and the difference is the same. A little, the quantity that I am mentioning is enough, and in the second case, it is not enough. The
okay,
Okay.
difference is that we use few for countables and little for uncountables. Look at this example. Simon has got a little paint. He can paint the door. A little, it is enough.
Hola, Eric.
And sorry, okay. And then you have Rick has got very little paint or little paint. He can't paint the door. It means that it is not enough.
Okay.
And here we have a table. At the bottom, at the top, sorry, of the table, we have the expressions of quantity. Much, many, a lot of, lots of, some, a few, very few, hardly any, a little, a bit of, very little, any, and no. This chart is very useful for you.
Okay.
There you can say, there you can see how much is used for negative sentences with uncountable nouns. Okay, for example, there isn't much rice in the cupboard. For example, there isn't much rice. Only for negative sentences and uncountable
You
nouns.
cannot you cannot say there is much rice.
No, you cannot. Even though many or however many people say so, okay, so it is in colloquial English, it is common to come across with matching positive sentences, okay, so
Teacher,
don't worry about that.
you don't put here for question.
No, we don't use much for questions. Oh, here we don't mention, and you can use much for questions too, but we don't have in the chart that part.
Okay.
Okay. And then you have many that is used in positive sentences, in negative sentences too, and with countable nouns, okay?
Okay.
And you can also use many with questions. And lots with all the cases, positive, negative, questions, countable, and countable nouns. That is like, that is, I would say in Spanish, a comodín, yes, that we can use all the time.
Okay.
Some only in positive sentences with countables and uncountable nouns. And then we have a few or very few with positive sentences and with countable nouns. Hardly any with positive sentences. Be careful with the word hardly, yes? Because the word hardly gives the sentence a negative meaning. For example, there's hardly any milk left in the fridge. The meaning is negative, okay? That's why I can use any. So hardly any for positive sentences, countable and uncountable nouns. Then you have little and a bit for positive sentences with uncountable nouns, any in negative sentences with countable nouns and with uncountable nouns, and no again in positive sentences with countable nouns and uncountable nouns. So now let's work. Yes? What's the difference
Teacher,
in meaning?
I cannot
Yes.
see the difference between a lot of and lot of.
No, there's no difference. There's no difference. You can say a lot of and lots of. There's no difference at all. Okay?
Thank you.
So now you tell me, what's the difference in meaning between these examples? The shop sells a few cakes, or the shop sells very few cakes.
The first one, they sell enough cake to afford their cost or their
Or the
Bills.
demand. Yes, and in the second case, it is not enough. Okay?
not.
That is the difference. And the same happens with there's a little cheese left and there's very little cheese left.
What is left? What is the meaning of left there?
You can translate it
Oh,
like queda. Okay?
Queda. Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you.
There's little cheese left. Again, the very same happens. There's a little cheese, it is enough for what I need it. And in the second case, it is not enough. So that A is very important here. Yes. And now choose the correct option. Yes. You have this exercise in page 160 from your books. Yes. So if you want to go there, you can go right now.
can we do it in the screen?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Let's do it. I just want to write to Miss Rosario and tell her that I'm going to need some
Okay.
minutes more.
Let's talk about Rosario.
Okay. What do you want to say about
Rosario,
her?
where it's located, if it's in the south of the north of Argentina. Rosario, Santa Fe, no?
Oh, Rosario is, I think it's in the middle of Argentina, but she is happily married, so don't talk about her. Let's continue. I don't eat many or much fresh food.
Much,
Many.
I don't eat many or much.
much fresh food.
Yes,
I don't.
much fresh fruit. Be
Okay.
careful with where you can see this difference. Yes. Here, fruit is in singular form. If you had fruits,
Okay.
there you can use many. Be careful with that again because in the majority of the cases fruit is uncountable. But in specific uses we can make it countable. Number two, there aren't a lot of or hardly any healthy snacks in my local shop.
Uh, hardly any.
No, a lot of.
A
Remember
lot
that
of.
aren't is negative, so you cannot use hardly with a negative form.
Sorry.
Careful
Okay.
with that. I drink very few or very little water.
Very little.
Little. Well
Very
done.
few.
Little for uncountable nouns. We eat hardly any or any meat at home.
Any.
Hardly any. Remember that we use any with negative forms, and here the verb is positive. And we use hardly any with
Okay.
positive form.
Yes, okay.
I drink a lot of or many orange juice.
A lot of.
A lot of.
Yes, a lot of. It is positive. I only eat a little or a few eggs a week.
A few.
A few. Yes, it is countable. There isn't no or there isn't any chocolate in my bag.
Any
Any.
chocolate.
Any. Remember that if you use a and no, the verb must be positive. So you can say there is no chocolate in my bag. Okay.
Yes.
And then eight. I always have some or a few rice with dinner.
Some.
Some. A few is for countable nouns. Okay.
Okay.
Be careful with that. Let's go. So now it is from page, come on, because I want to finish 48 and 49. Here we have an open close exercise, okay? Remember that in this exercise, you have to complete the blanks with a word, just with one word, okay? So let's see. Let's start reading, Matthias.
Chilies are one of the few foods
No,
that we
sorry, it
see.
starts here.
Ah,
It starts
It
with
starts
people.
under the picture.
sorry. People don't wash their eyes in lemon juice or pour boiling hot tea over themselves. So why are we prepared to go through so much pain for the sake of chili? Chilies are one of the few foods that we simply should not enjoy, and not just because of the way they taste. Not
Not.
Few people.
No much people.
so much
How
people.
not much? Sorry, here Spanish is necessary. How is it much possible here?
Uh, Not a lot of people.
Don't use the comodine. Only just words. Just one word, yes?
Not much.
No, many.
Not many people.
Not. Not.
Not few
Vamos a usar,
people.
vamos a usar todas las opciones.
No bad people.
Oh, sorry. I'm just writing. Only one word. A lot
Not,
of, a lot of three words. Not possible.
not
Much.
many.
Uncountable, not many. Not many people like the bitter taste, okay? Not many
We,
Okay.
like the bitter taste of coffee to begin with. But soon most of us,
Are
not use.
are
sorry?
used. Are used.
No.
Get use
Get. Get used to it. Remember that we use get used to refer to the process of getting accustomed to something. Most of us get used to it. But coffee contains caffeine, which has some addictive qualities, and this explains
why
why.
Why is
Yes,
so popular?
why it is so popular. Capsaicin, the ingredient,
It makes chilies
that
Which
hot,
that makes
which makes
which makes
which are that?
chilies
Both are possible, yes?
which
Which
both.
or that?
Okay.
Which or that makes chili hot does not seem to have
any
Any
any any addictive qualities whatsoever, and it also has very
very uh,
much,
mm,
very high, very
mm, no,
has very
very
very good.
good
good.
has very few
Few.
few
Okay.
health benefits. Yes, has very few health benefits, and yet
Bean
Being
it
used.
has been used
Róbanme las palabras, Daniela.
in cooking in almost
of
all
Eh,
of most cultures,
all
most
every
every
everything. It's
almost
difficult.
every
every
culture for thousands
but
of years.
it's not every could be most of because not every culture.
many.
Every culture is all every each culture.
But it
But
says
most
almost
okay.
every, casi todas. I think, I don't
Yes,
know.
you're right. I didn't saw the almost.
It could be many cultures for thousands of years. Many.
Well, many only, but you have almost. And remember
Yeah.
that most is a superlative form of many or much, so it would be like redundant, yes? Almost every culture. The fact is that generally almost is followed by the word every, okay? They are
Mm.
generally combined. Okay, so read the text quickly and choose the correct words in this statement. The writer likes or doesn't like chili?
Likes.
Likes?
The
Why do you
writer
think like?
doesn't like
Why do you think doesn't like?
because it says that he doesn't understand why people
Yes.
enjoy Chile.
Yes, totally.
Yes.
He doesn't understand. Maybe there it is the keyword.
I
And
like the
number
chili that way.
two,
That way I asked that.
I don't like.
you don't like it? Okay. Chili can be or isn't very addictive.
Can be.
Can be
Can
possible.
can be addictive, yes. And children generally like or don't like chili.
Don't
Don't
like.
like.
Don't like. The writer says that generally children don't like it, and they get used to it, and in many cases they get addicted to it. That is what the text says. Okay, people, I must leave the class, but listen, please don't leave the call after I finish the class because Miss Rosario tells me that many of you say, well, I have to leave, and they take the chance, and you leave the call. She's going to be connected in some minutes. I think it's at 9:15, so have a break and get connected to it. Okay. So see you next week. Hope to see you
Okay.
again, Matthias.
Same.
Yes, you too. Okay,
We-
so see you next Friday. Remember that you have a paper for this week. Try to do a really great effort, Matthias, and
Okay.
complete at least one paper, yes?
Okay.
Okay. Goodbye, people. See you next class.
Bye.
Ciao.